What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 2 of Wild on the Rift, and today I have a fucking insane guest. It's Sixless. Say what's up to everybody.
Yo, what's up, guys?
So for the people who may not know who you are in the MOBA genre of gaming, tell us about like your mobile career and like where you started and how you got to where you are now.
I started off actually playing Mobile Legends. Like, I first started playing a little bit competitive Mobile Legends, just scrim stuff like that. Never played any tournaments. Got really high rank in the game, but like, I stopped playing it when AOV came out. Played that for a couple weeks, and then I found out about Rules of Survival, which was a battle royale. So that's where I first started playing battle royales. And then PUBG Mobile came out like a year later or so, and then I just liked that game more than all the other games and became a professional in that game. Played for Space Station Gaming, C9. Played with Tribe for like a month. That's about it.
Right on, right on. So I'm finding out that you actually did play like Mobile Legends and MOBAs before. Most people mainly know you for PUBG Mobile and dominating the scene in that. So why Wild Rift? Like why coming back to MOBAs? Is that like you coming back to your roots? Do you see like so much
Yeah.
potential in the game? Why this game?
Multiple reasons. PUBG Mobile is just, it's like after playing it for like 2.5 years, like 8 hours a day, like you'll like get bored of it, you know? Plus, like, um, it's like going back to my roots too, but mostly because I've just gotten bored of PUBG Mobile, because I've just played it so much. Like, I would grind it like 12 hours a day, season like 1, 2, and 3. So, like, I just finally, like, I was just like, I'm tired of playing a battle royale.
Mm-hmm.
And another reason is the scene is really small in North America. Like, our biggest content creator is like me, but like 60% of my viewers are from like Asia.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's a very small scene in North America. It's hard to grow in North America. So I'm hoping that Wild Rift will have a bigger North American scene. Um, so that way we're able to grow in North America and not just have to have other regions viewers to be able to grow.
Now you mentioned you had you have a lot of viewers, and you have viewers that are global. For Wild Rift, actually, I think that's actually 100% what you want. You want to have that global viewership. Do you think? And you mentioned like you hope it pops off in NA. Do you think that NA can have potential success in this game, especially with three major titles coming to this game? So you have Mobile Legends, Vainglory, and also Arena of Valor. Like, what do you think it's going to take to make this game successful for North America? And I'm not even saying necessarily like tournament prize winning wise, but like successful so it has sustainability over a long term.
Um, that's a good question. Honestly, content creators will help do that because if you have a region that has no content creators and they're pulling no viewers and stuff, like it'll eventually die. Like North America, like our like fourth biggest content creator only has like 10,000 YouTube subscribers. It's very small. We don't get any tournaments really. We have like one ESL tournament. We have like an ESL tournament like 4 times a year, but it's like everybody hates it because it's like ran horribly. Like no one, like they even stopped the lands because they were getting so little viewership for our tournaments. So we no longer have that land tournament, and then our PMCO is like 6 games for the finals, which is horrible for a battle royale. You need at least like 15, 20 games for it to be like an actual like who's the best. But like other regions who get more viewership, they're having 16-game finals, whereas we're having half that
Hmm.
just because of how little our viewership is. So they just want to get it over with.
Yeah,
So
true,
like
true.
having a higher viewership will help overall in comp everything like that.
So do you think the content creating and streaming is definitely going to be something big on the community side? Um,
Mhm.
what are you going to do specifically, do you think, to develop that? If you want to look at how COD Mobile dropped, you had all the people play the soft beta, and then when it released, like some of the top people on the leaderboards blew up. Do you think that would be like the same scenario with this, or is it going to be quality over quantity, do you think?
Um, Honestly, from what I've seen, um, Mobile Legends, I knew this one guy who became number one. I can't remember what his name was, but he was number one. And I looked up his YouTube. He had 3 million subs, and he was getting like 100K subs like every other day just because he was number one. And PUBG Mobile, the #1 Asia player, season 1, he got like 300K subs off of that first season. So like, if Wild Rift is a big game and that #1 player could get 100K subs plus just off of that being first place, you know? Because like everybody season 1, season 2 will be looking at the leaderboard to see like who's like on top of the leaderboards and stuff, you know? Just like in Call of Duty, like season 1, I think it was like Ifer was like #1. He gained like 500K subs off of that, you know?
Yep. So do you like, so this kind of brings me on to like building a team. So say you're building a team for Wild Rift. Obviously, Wild Rift is completely different from PUBG. We have different roles that are really important and stuff. Are you looking at those leaderboards, or are you looking at like content like that the people are making? Like, what are you looking for specifically when you want to develop a team that should be sustainable for this game?
Honestly, leaderboard, if you're looking for a team, like a comp team, you want to make a comp team, leaderboards do not matter in the slightest. Just like, I don't think leaderboards matter at all if you're trying to make a comp team, because in PUBG Mobile, you could go play a classic match, right? And you could have like a 30 KD. Like, I have a 30 KD in classic matches, but when I go play comp, I have like a 2 KD, you know? Because it's completely different scenarios, everything like that. It's more intense in comp. Whereas in the leaderboard grind, you can play 14 hours a day, and then you go against a good team and you lose every single time. But every other match, you get like bad players that you go against, and you just beat them easily. So you go up in rank slowly but surely, you know? So like, leaderboards don't really matter. Like, the best way to find a good team is to find some good players, you know, and then try them out, you know? Like, you'll never know if you don't try them out.
Absolutely. So you're saying developing chemistry over KD, for example, is your analogy there.
Yeah. So another thing, building a team, you can't just take like the 5 best players, or you can't take the best support player, best mid, best ADC, and put them all in a team and expect it to work. Like, you could have a 10 out of 10 player, every single one of your players is a 10 out of 10 player, and it won't work sometimes. Just like in PUBG Mobile, you could put the 4 best players on the same team, and it will not work.
True.
You have to find people who like playing together, who have great synergy with each other, who work well together. Like, they don't even have to be the best players, but they will become the best because they're so good at working together.
Yeah, because then you start to like know their tendencies and their nuances. Oh, I know, like if we're playing a dive comp, oh yeah, I know my jungler, he's gonna dive in first, so I gotta follow up over the top with, if I have some long range poke or something like that. So definitely things to look at. And I think from a MOBA perspective, there's so many intangibles that go into building a team. So I like the perspective that you're going for. Whereas I think a lot of people, maybe even orgs, I don't know, will be like looking at those leaderboards, but maybe for content purposes. So we'll just have to see. So for someone who came from Mobile Legends and stuff, have you been following like League of Legends for a while? Like, is it new to you, or is this something you've watched over the times? You've watched LCS, you've watched Worlds?
I've watched it every once in a while. I haven't like gotten too deep into it. I haven't watched much of it, so like I don't know as much as I should know, you know. So like,
but that's okay.
Kinda,
that's the best part about a new game.
I can learn.
Yeah, exactly. So with that being said, what are you looking forward to mostly in Wild Rift? Is it to meeting new friends? Is it grinding? Is it like champions? Is it just the possible esports potential? Like, what are the things you're looking forward to the most?
Just looking forward to, you know, having fun playing a new game, building my channels, stuff like that, and then maybe going pro eventually, you know? Depends on how good I am.
That's the dream, right? Like 5 years ago, you would have never thought, especially in mobile, like, hey, you can go pro in a mobile game. So if you do go pro, are there any specific orgs that you would like to see enter the scene? And if so, which team would you like to play for and why?
And
this could be across any of like it doesn't have to be just League orgs. It could be like any other org.
Oh no, when I was like first started playing comp, like I've always wanted to join FaZe just because it's FaZe, you know, like it's like that org, you know. It's like if you join FaZe, you've like made it basically. So like honestly, it would just be FaZe because like it's my dream to always be in FaZe, you know.
Yeah, and FaZe is massive on content creation too, so that's like a win-win for you.
Yep.
That's definitely a win-win for you. So, as a well-known mobile pro, what kind of advice could you give to someone like getting into mobile games, but specifically just like for you example, you're getting into a new game, but you're very familiar with MOBAs. Like, So you can
Mhm.
kind of take this as well as your own advice. What can you, so say someone else who maybe wasn't as good at like Call of Duty or PUBG, but like, hey, this Wild Rift's coming up. There's a lot of hype behind it. What do you think they should do to prepare for a new game launch?
Honestly, Wild Rift is League of Legends mobile, right? So it has all the same characters, right? So what I recommend is like I've actually started doing this too. I downloaded League for like the first time. I've never played it before, right? So I downloaded it, and I'm going through all the champs. I'm learning like all their skills, stuff like that. How like they all work and stuff like that. So like just getting that info, it helps a lot. So
Hmm.
that when the game comes out, you know who you want to play, and you know who you're good at already.
Yeah. Now, do you think it's really important too, like when the game first comes out, like you're gathering the data and the knowledge of the players and stuff, but do you feel like it's important to just from day one make content? Do you think that's super important as well?
Um, yeah, it's important to make content from day one when the game releases, where it's like so hyped up. You could get on that YouTube recommendation where you instantly blow up, and like
Hmm.
everyone's like looking up like a good like what I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna be like best build for Ari, best build for so and so champ,
Hmm.
and then like people are looking up that trying to find a build for the character they like,
Yeah.
and then my video is there because I have best build for the champ that they want to use. So they click on it, they watch it, click the like button, and then it puts it in the recommendation more, and then boom, it could just blow up, and then the whole entire channel blows up.
Do you think then it's more valuable to be successful on the comp scene side or the content creation side?
Content creation side, 100%. You can be the best Wild Rift player in the game, but when the comp scene dies, and you try to find the next game and you have no followers, nothing like that, because you never did a single second of content creation,
Hmm.
and you're bad at the next game, it's just over right there. You're like, what are you going to do? You don't have any followers, you don't have any stuff like that. But if you're a content creator, you can take that following to the next game and then build up another side of your content creation on the next game.
Hmm. Absolutely. I think that's super important because like you said, games do die. In mobile, like you have major developers and you have small developers. So taking your brand and not necessarily like rebranding it, but just building your brand, I feel is super important because, like you said, then you can jump on to the next game. Um, so 2022 originally was gonna be 2021, but I think 2022 Worlds is coming to NA. How cool would that be for there to be the mobile Worlds? And would you want to be there as a player, a coach? Obviously, you want to be there on a team, but like, what do you think that would mean for like the mobile community if there was like a Worlds League of Legends for mobile?
It would be insane. There's already a bunch of worlds for PUBG Mobile, other games like that, but it would just be that much more insane that there's another game where there's worlds. So like it's just huge.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it'd be huge, and it'll be another time for NA to stack up against the rest of the
Hmm.
world. Um, Usually we don't do too well, but
Yeah, we aren't too good at video games, sadly.
but I mean, you personally have done well. So you've been on big stages. You're a big
Hmm.
content creator. Is there any kind of like, if you could look back from where you started, like, is there anything you would change to how you got to where you are now, or you would have gone that exact same path?
I'm just sort of like a go with the flow guy, so like I just do what I do. But if I had to change something, there's probably a few things I would change that I can't think of right now. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. So we actually did. I put a poll up, or not a poll, but I put a question up on Twitter, and actually Draggles from Riot for Wild Rift responded with. So this will be a question for you and for Assassin Dave when I do his. What can Riot best do to support content creators like yourselves? And then what do you find most beneficial when it comes to a relationship with a publisher slash developer?
To help us out, honestly, content creator codes for like when people buy skins and stuff, like I feel like that helps the content creators and also encourages people to buy skins so they can use their favorite content creators code and help them out.
Mhm.
So like it's a win-win. And what's the second part of that?
What do you find most beneficial when it comes to a relationship with a publisher and developer?
Um, Honestly, if they just like interact with their like audience and stuff, or not audience, but like their people who like give them suggestions and stuff, like PUBG Mobile. I could DM their Twitter and be like, hey, there's a dude that just killed me. He was hacking. His ID is like 1234. Could you guys ban him? And they'll reply and they'll ban him. So they're very helpful and stuff like that. And it's very nice to have communication like that between the players and the content creators and the game makers.
Yeah, making it super, I guess, approachable and transparent, I guess, about their ideas and their concepts and stuff. So do you have a team that you're playing with, or a potential team?
Yes, I have a potential team, but it's not set. So if there's anybody out there who wants a support player, I'm here.
Right.
It's 5 or 6 of us, and we've just been playing AOV, just chilling, waiting for it to drop,
Yeah, I think AOV, in my opinion, is the more similar to what I've seen on Wild Rift. I know Mobile Legends has some similarities, but I think it's like a marksman dominant meta right now, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah, Mobile Legends is weird. Back in season I can't remember, it was season 4, it would be like a 1-1-3 split. You would have 3 bot lane, and it was just really weird. Like the jungler would take the entire jungle and the top lane. I remember that used to be a meta back in the day. It was so weird. And then there was a 3 tank meta with 1 mage, 1 ADC. There was just so many weird things you could do in that game that it was unbalanced and stuff. And another thing I didn't like about Mobile Legends is every time a new character came out, it would be the most broken character possible.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of for a lot of games though.
Yeah, they need to fix that though. You can't just I know why they did it. They would make a really broken character, right? Mm-hmm. So people buy the character, buy the skin, and then they would nerf it, and it would just be a really bad character. So pretty good marketing strategy, honestly.
Yeah, I'm glad, because I think Wild Rift is gonna follow the PC format where it's not pay to win. You'll probably unlock a lot of characters right away. Is there any specific character you're looking forward to play? You said that you're a support main, so for me, my favorite support is Lux, and I know people hate that, but I think Lux can be very dominant because she could be a mid to bottom lane flex, as far as comp goes. But we'll just have to see. What characters are you looking forward to play as?
Honestly, I like Alistar. I think is his name, right?
Yeah, Alistar.
Yeah.
Very good engage.
Yeah, I like that. That's what I like about him. His dash and the knock up. So that's what
you're gonna have to get your combos down.
Yeah, I gotta get my combos down, Sometimes I mess those combos up in League.
Yeah, but it happens. That's why there's a lot of practice.
Definitely gotta practice,
Always have to practice. So, now are you gonna be putting in an insane grind for this? Are you dedicating, you're changing your schedule and everything for this release?
I don't know if I'm changing my schedule. I'm probably gonna play about 10 hours a day, maybe more. Just grinding, get it out.
So casually, yeah. I'm not gonna change. I'll probably only just play maybe just 10 hours or something like that.
Just casual 10 hours.
Just casual, just
not that much,
Yeah. So, platforms that you think will be successful to stream on. Are you gonna stream on Trovo, YouTube? I know YouTube is really dominant for mobile, but do you think there's opportunity for the Trovo platform?
Right now, Trovo is only the only people watching Trovo are the ones that have came from your Twitch, your YouTube, stuff like that to Trovo because you've asked them to. It's not really advertised that much, and not that much people know it. So the only people own it are the ones that have been brought from other platforms to that platform to watch your channel on that platform. Mm-hmm. So it's as big as you want it to be, as much people as you can bring to it. But Twitch is kind of dead for mobile community from what I've noticed. There's not that not much viewers on Twitch.
Yeah.
So we have let me check right now. I know PUBG Mobile has 1,000 people watching it, right? That's about it. Check it right now. So there's a total of 917 people watching PUBG Mobile right now throughout all the regions. But you can go find a small YouTuber and he'll have double that, It's mobile community is so much bigger on YouTube compared to Twitch. So you can't really grow that much on Twitch, but you can on YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely. I do agree with that. So final thoughts. Is there anyone specifically that if you could play against in either from the pros, from League, or even on mobile games. Like, is there anyone you'd love to just go against lane to lane and just dominate them?
Uh, trying to think. Probably like on a T1, the
Yeah.
T1 team.
Anyone from T? Too bad they didn't make it this year to Worlds, but I
Yeah,
mean
they
they're
did.
world class, world
Mhm.
class, world class. For me, like I think I said this in the last one. Like, why not go against Faker? So that's why I'm glad you brought
Yeah.
up T1. So final thoughts and shout outs. Anything that you want to touch on? Maybe talk about your teams or anything like that that we didn't hit on.
Not really. Shout outs. I don't really have anyone to shout out. Shout out to myself.
Yeah. If you don't believe in yourself, who will? You know.
Exactly. You gotta believe in
Exactly.
yourself for other people who believe in you. You gotta
Mm-hmm.
show them what they're gonna believe in.
Absolutely. Go ahead and shout out your social media platforms, and we'll call it a day.
My Twitch, my YouTube, my Twitter are all Sixless, Sixless, and then my Instagram is Sixless but with 2 X's.
Oh, okay. You fancy with them 2 X's.
Yeah. Yes,
Right on,
yes.
right on. Well, thank you for being on the show. I know like it's random to do a podcast when the game's not out yet, but I feel like
Mm-hmm.
we're helping develop the hype, especially since I hope it's right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I
So
hope next month or two.
yeah, it has. I predicted it's gonna drop on the anniversary. That's my prediction. So we'll see.
Yeah, I've actually heard a lot of people say that.
Yeah, because I mean, it makes sense. They announced it on the anniversary, so maybe it'll drop on the anniversary. We'll just have to see.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely look forward to having you on the show in the future, especially once tournaments start going out, and then we have like data from like comp stuff, so we can have those natural storylines from tournaments and all that stuff. And hopefully, you'll be at the top then. So thanks again for being on the show, Sixless. This is episode 2 of Wild on the Rift. I'm Legacy for Critical Points, saying peace.